Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome here.
Hi, sorry guys. We're waiting, currently waiting for the space to start. So I don't know. There's silence on the other end. We're just waiting. All right. So guys, please bear with us. In the meantime, I was trying to play a video, but it's not coming on. Let me try again. There we may guys. Okay. All right. So I'm going to share this. In the meantime,
Edo State is once again grappling with the issue of insecurity as two residents of Okwekwe community in Esako East local government area were reportedly killed by suspected herders on Monday. The victims, Bartomeu Philip Ebo and Christopher Bello, were both farmers who met their untimely deaths while working on their farms. Their tragic passing has thrown the entire community into mourning. Confirming the incident, the royal father of Okwekwe, His Royal Highness Peter Osigbeme, revealed that law enforcement officers had been deployed to the area to maintain peace and investigate the killings. Meanwhile, in Benin City, the Edo State High Court has remanded 23-year-old Paul Williams at the Correctional Center after he was charged with armed robbery and possession of firearms. William, along with others still at large, was accused of robbing a resident of Aho community, stealing valuable items, including mobile phones, laptops, and a JBL boombox. The case is ongoing as the court awaits further advice from the Director of Public Prosecutions. Well, joining us now to discuss the rising spate of insecurity in Edo State occasioned by killings by herdsmen and activities of land grabbers is security expert and former Commissioner on Security in the state, Kingsley Uwagbale. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsday.
Thank you for having me, and good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Well, I'm wondering what you would say is responsible for the heightening insecurity in Edo State, and what you think can be done as a matter of urgency to curb this.
All right. First off, we must, express our condolences to those who have passed, and try to see the communities involved. It is expected. When you change a government, when you change people, you disrupt an architecture. And so security is about the architecture you have in place, just like in your houses. When there's a break into your house, you want to ask what happened. So right now, before we left in November, we had Edo was one of the safest states in Nigeria. We could not eliminate crime or criminality completely, but we had a control. And that is critical. So there are three levels, if I may quickly, about security in an area or a state. You have the government, you have technology, you have the people, and intertwine, bringing together of these various levels will help a state to be safe. In our time, for instance, the Governor Obaseki was, in fact, he was on our toes. Security for him was critical, maybe because he's an investment person. He felt that security was critical for people to invest in the state. So for him, security was critical. And so his body language, his behavior was zero tolerance for insecurity. As a matter of fact, any gunshot anywhere, we're on our toes. We never rest. So that's part of the government. That's one. Two, technology. Edo, for me, is still the most technologically advanced state in Nigeria in terms of security architecture. Under our time, we had the command and control center that is still working. As a matter of fact, if you call 739 now from any part of Nigeria, somebody will pick it up at the command and control center, where Edo State has cameras everywhere. Virtually every local government headquarters in Edo, apart from one or two that we had network issues, had dome cameras, surveillance cameras installed there, right? And then we also had the push-to-talk walkie-talkie. They are still available. They are there. So these are some of the things we put in place. And then lastly, the people. All right. So you then have the vigilante system where people were made to take care of their community, because security is not just about government. It's also about the people. How. So if you look at the issue on ground, You say there are attacks. Where did they come from? Why did they attack those people? Who are involved? What is the response? How did you respond? Was it swift? Was it severe? Or what happened? So you have to look at security from a holistic point of view, right? Some of us knew this was going to happen because, like I said, when you change a government, you are changing the critical personnel involved in various arms of the architecture. That disruption will create an avenue for people to infiltrate. So I think we're having the manifestation of that kind of infiltration now. That's part of what's going on. I can take more questions.
All right, fair enough. You've explained the people and the technology and the steps that are being taken. But what are some of the more urgent steps that need to be taken in order to improve the security situation in Edo State? You talked about technology and manpower, and of course, people take advantage of this crucial changeover period. But what could be better done?
I'm about to cash a check for $50,000 for an accident I was involved in over 5 months ago. The same accident that the insurance company told me I get $5,000 for. Friends, family members, and everybody told me I'd barely get anything for it, that it wasn't worth my time because of the hoops that I have to jump through. I'm so glad I didn't listen, because now I'm basically getting $45,000 of extra money for free without having to jump through a bunch of hoops or desperately plead my case to firm after firm.
Well, okay, security is not, you can respond swiftly to deal with an immediate situation like that's happened now, but you have to look at security from a long-term planning point of view. You have to have a roadmap. So like I said, the question will be what changed? What happened to the infrastructure and the structures we had in place before we left? Why was it that, in 18 months, in 2 years, you barely hear of kidnap or robbery of things like this, right? So what can be done, if you ask me quickly, is let's rejig the architecture of Edo State right now, as an example. Who are in charge? What are they doing? How often do they meet? What's the level of synergy within and amongst the officers? In our time, we had a robust intelligence synergy among the various security agencies, whether it's DSS, the Army, the police. We could work. We knew where things were going to happen for. We had very strong intelligence. As a matter of fact, I don't know whether they still use the drones we had. So when we get intelligence locally, we send the drones to go and check before we strike and all that. So for me, what can be done now is for us, I think they've done that, is to send special forces to those areas that are hotspots, calm those areas down, and then look at the bigger picture. What is the roadmap? Do a ring fencing. What that means is that get every community to know the in and out, who comes in, who goes out. That's what I would say. So what can be done immediately now is please send special forces to those locations, fish out the criminals, fish out those who are perpetrating crime, find out why they're doing those stuff, and then deal with them. That's what I can advise immediately. It's a long-term thing.
Now, very well said, but it's a bit it's really disheartening, actually, that the perpetrators of these attacks are almost never caught. I mean, you talked about fishing out the culprit, but most Nigerians believe that is just government's way of saying, well, sorry, this happened, and then we move on. What does that say about our security forces, the fact that they cannot get the perpetrators of these criminal acts?
Okay, again, it's a national issue. It's about political will. Because keep in mind, people benefit from insecurity. People benefit from chaos. So people don't just wake up and go and start shooting or start killing people. There are people who benefit from it. So the political will is more important. In fact, it's most critical. All right. What is the political will of the government, both at the national and at the local level? What is the amount of intelligence you have? How much do you do this intelligence? What is the level of data? I'll give you a quick example. In 2023 December, right, we thought everything was in control in Edo State, and then we all traveled for Christmas, and then the court cases became a big deal. The governor asked all of us to come back to town, and we all go back 2nd or 3rd of January to face that. That is solved it. We had to form an anti-courtism agency immediately, separate from regular architecture, and the governor even changed the leadership of that structure so we can get results. And it helped us to balance that. Let's talk about drugs as well. At a point, we had to even rejig the NDLA to respond. So I'm saying that you can fish out if you want to fish out. Those who commit crimes, they are not strange to us. They are within the communities. You have intelligence. You are local people. If you dig deep, if you dig it, you can see them. But when you see them, what do you do with them? Do you shake them with your kid gloves or you deal with them? For me, you must be very decisive in dealing with security because people check your body language. They check how you relate. If they realize that you play a kid gloves, then you're going to have more people, trying to test. People test you. They test your strength. They test your capacity. So for me, the political
join the space. Right, I guess we're waiting for Dr. Tanko and the other speakers to join. In the meantime, we'll probably play music for a little short while. Please bear with us. We're trying to fix everything. Just bear with us, please.
We stand as a people with one song, with one voice. We're a nation undivided and voice. We will take first down and build our land. We claim to defend what we are as a people with one heart for one cause. We're determined to rebuild and restore. Where freedom reigns and truth prevails, our land, where there's hope for us all. Our land, where there's hope for us all. We'll defend our land. We believe in this nation, and we know we'll get there. We'll defend our land. We believe in Nigeria and the promise she holds. And on one day we'll shine like the sun. We're a great nation. Though we are many people, different tribes, different tongues, we're united in our strength and resolve to uphold the honor of our land and for generations to come. And for generations.
Doc-
All
Dr.
right.
Mo, are you trying to speak?
Yeah, I was trying to see if I can adjust some of my. Am I any better? I don't know.
No.
But
Are you in the car?
no, I'm not.
Okay, that's
It's still that
surprising.
bad.
That's surprising.
Oh, maybe what I'll do, I'll just step down and come up again and see if
Okay.
it would.
No,
I
doctor,
can
we
actually hear
can
you
hear
very
you
well,
clearly.
Dr. Mo. Not so much.
Can you hear him?
Just give me a minute.
Yes, I can. It's very, very loud
So
and
it's
clear.
not just, it's just, I can hear him, but it's very faint.
No, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. All right. So, Dr. Mo, you might have to come down. Hopefully, Dr. Danko joins us soon. Again, I apologize to everyone that has been very patiently waiting. It's just that we need a national coordinator, Dr. Tanko, and our director of communications, Madam Nana Kazure, to join us. They have spent the whole day with our principal, and we're hoping that they can join us soon. Please bear with us while we try and sort out all the stuff that's going wrong. It's just, it doesn't make sense. I don't understand why it's become this difficult. But like Dr. Mo pointed out, we encountered the same thing this time last year, and gosh, people need to do better. That's all I can say. Right, but yes, so please bear with us while we try to adjust and get stuff started for you.
Okay, Malavi, can you hear me? Nice one. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Yes.
Okay, so good. I see a couple of people here. Many have come and gone, but what is most important is that today is very symbolic, and it wouldn't matter if we spend just 10 or 20 minutes, as long as we can re-envision a new Nigeria, do what we call a vision forecast, and talk about the essence of what today represents in terms of its significance and symbolism. And for those of us who can remember exactly the emotions where we were 2 years ago, exactly today, we had worked very hard. We had done everything, to do for nation, for humanity, for brotherhood. And so exactly a year ago, we were gathered at the Merit House. It was very nostalgic, through the renditions of the speeches and the music and all the things that happened there. It was very iconic. And so today we're just going to maybe take one or two testimonies for those who can recount. And then, of course, we would, talk about what we've been able to achieve. Where are we in the timelines of event and history? And look at where we are as Nigerians and how far we have come, and also be able to look at what needs to be done, how and what, that's what today represents. This is the day that Nigeria's mandate was stolen, were beaten out of polling booths. Some people lost their lives, in different places. In Lagos, they were whipped out of, their polling booths. It was such a horrific day in the history of our country, where prior to the 2023, young people across board, far beyond languages, religion, far beyond anything that anyone could ever imagine, in the history of Nigeria, people locked up together just for a vision of one Nigeria. And yes, it was unjustly taken away on this particular day. We went out, millions of Nigerians, from the very top of the echelons in terms of business, to the woman, to the vulcanizer, to that woman that sells pure water on the road, the young, the old, the rich, the poor. We all gathered together, students, imam and pastors across board, We went out. Some people slept in their pulpits. They gave their all, their voices. We sang songs going through the campaigns. We saw a vision of Nigeria. We were connected by transparency, by justice, by equity, by empathy, by that which our founding fathers fought, to give us a nation. And I dare say, for those who don't know, that yes, our founding fathers saw their issues very clearly. Their enemies were singled out, the colonialists. And so, yes, in their 20s and their 30s, if you read through the history, the oldest of them was actually Nnamdi Azikiwe, who was just about 40 years old. They came together, locked up in vision. Ahmadu Bello, Pa Awolowo, together, they looked at their enemy and they took for us a country. They had walked the path for many years through this, and regurgitating through this. That was the energy that connected us together. And reflecting on our faith, that unshakable faith that we had on that day, this day, 2 years ago, we journeyed since then. It has not been easy for a lot of us. Many after that have been heartbroken. Actually, a lot of people have died in the last 2 years, for sheer pressure and challenge for those whose body were weakened. We wouldn't take it because of, just through the challenges, But I can tell us, if you're still here tonight, that the obedient movement has grown stronger. It actually has become better. For those who are seeing through the troubles and the challenges of all the back and forth, those who have left and those who have come, we've actually grown because it's the power of maturity, believing. For many of us, it was just emotions. We didn't know actually what it was that we were chasing. We had an idea of a dream that was possible. But guess what? For every dream, when you look at the life of Mandela, no, it wasn't 27 days. It wasn't 27 months. It's that grueling. So a lot of people, even now, I'm saying that we're stronger in our belief. We're stronger in our destiny call, that together we're much better, even through the pain and through the divisions. We know now that truly change is not an event. Change wasn't just that day, 25th of February. It is a process that will demand everything from us. For some people, this is just a show. For some people, this is just another space. But for us, it's persistence, it's the principles of action. It's our life, it's blood, it's guts, it's our guts, it's all that we have. For some, and I can tell you my testimony, and I remember that very day, sometime in December 2023, when I received that call from our principal to say, come on, Ogambo, where are you? And I said, I'm here in Abuja. I said, no, I'm here to come over and see me. And from that time till now, we've been around the world, literally, traveling, visiting with people, from hospitals to schools to the highest level, sitting with presidents and people. What we have is true. I remember prior to that, Mazi is here, Andy is here. We walked through the street. We were beaten by rain. We stood together from the Unity Fountain. We were called, Dr. Barry and all the other people, together in one bond for 21 days. Some of us went to the DSS, but we never lost our faith. Yes, through it, some people are falling by the roadside, but yet we have gotten even more people. That's the cross we have there. Our commitment, our sacrifice, our unyielding belief in the betterment of tomorrow. That which fuels our resolve, that causes us to fight from Njanja Media through all the places. Oh, Saddam, with all the violent spaces, with the name and the nomenclatures that have been formed through the different spaces. That's who we are. Just like we board together from the street to the polling units, from the courtrooms to the community, our voices echoed unwavering promises of a new Nigeria. That dream is still glowing in our hearts. And through all the things that we're going through, we're only rising in our consciousness. And so today, we're going to have a little back-to-back. I don't know if Dr. Tanko is here yet, but we're going to take some people we're going to hear in 1 or 2 minutes. So, hosts, let's have some people come up. Mazi, you need to come up. We need to have some people's stories that we've never heard before. In 1-2 minutes, let's recount on some things, and do some focus. But as we open up the space, we are grateful to God for the gift of Mr. Peter Obi to Nigeria, to us as individuals, to Africa, and to the world at large. And I can tell you, because in just the last 1.5 weeks, we just returned back from Indonesia. For a former president to leave Abu Dhabi, come down just because he wants to see Mr. Peter Obi. This is a true life account of many other people, global icons and presidents and people that we've met in this last 1.5 years working. The respect from Madison Airport to JFK, across the world, we have been given a light. We've been given somebody, a beacon of hope, upon which all our ideals will galvanize. It is this energy that keeps us going. With this energy, unflinching, it is doubtless that the new Nigeria is just beside the corner. So do not lose faith, do not lose hope. Even through the deaths and through the pain, many Obidians are owing, many are hungry, many are poor. Many others from across the parties, there is rescheduling and realignment going on. But through it all, we're going to standing together, because we will consolidate, we will reorganize, we will mobilize, because there is no force greater than people determined to reclaim their nation. There is no force greater than the force of the obedience. So, host, let's take a couple of people and maybe beginning from what we have here. We have my co-host, we have Andy here. For those of you who want to come up, you can hear from my voice. I've been with our principal all day up until just a few minutes ago with Dr. Tanko, with Nana, and some other couple of people. This is how the journey has been, because it is work for humanity. It is work for the new Nigeria. There is no tiring. You take all kinds of insults, you move. You take blows, you move. You take poverty, you move. Everything that is going to come. This is how we're going to move until a new nation is born. It is not Uhuru yet. So today, we remember 25th of February, the day our mandate was stolen. Mama B, are you there? Nice one. Are you
Yes,
there?
Dr. Moore, I am here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you for that introduction. I mean, it's like 2 years. It has gone past really quickly. And the thing is, when I reflect on how far we've come, right, I can't but be thankful. Yeah, it didn't happen as we wanted it to, right? But heck, think about what we were able to achieve within 8 months. Think about all your contributions, all the people both home and abroad, right? The people who were hosting space, like I said, Violence Space, PO Town Square, the 1 million man crew. Think about all those marches you held, right? In most major cities. Think about the impact that you're still making when it comes to discussing political discourse around Nigeria. They can't but mention the obedience. They can't but mention Peter Obi. I mean, for those of us who live in the diaspora, right? All you need to do, I mean, I remember, and I perhaps I've said this once before. Went to a dinner. It was like loads of white people basically, right, with a few black people peppered here and there. So it's like a really like high class dinner, and I was sat between two white gentlemen, and they said, "Oh, what country are you originally from?" And I was like, "My parents are from Nigeria." "Oh, that's the Peter Obi, right? That's the movement. That's where that movement, people know us at home and abroad." And like usually when we talk about politics in Nigeria, people lose, they lose elections, or elections are rigged and people are rigged out and why, and everyone goes home. And there's no other conversation. People just moan in their houses as to how bad things are. But the obedient movement has now become the consciousness of Nigeria. Anything that does not amount to good governance, anything that amounts to oppression, right? We are on the forefront, and we should celebrate that. We should celebrate that. When Dr. Moore was with Dr. Tanko and Madam Nana and Pio and stuff, and I said that to him. I said a lot of opposition leaders they go away once the election is done. They come back 4 years' time, but you have stayed the course, because you have recognized that the journey to that new Nigeria that we all of us here, right, and loads of people offline that are hoping for, are praying for, right? He already always recognized that it wasn't going to be a sprint. It was always going to be a marathon, right? Because we need, when we're talking about changing the hearts and minds of people, you don't do that in one election cycle. No, it's a continuous journey. It's a consistent journey. And thank God for our principal, who has shown that he has longevity. He is very consistent I have not, before now, we kind of like make do with the political leaders we have. But now there's a person who says what he says, right? And what he does lines up with what he says. Right? Do you know how awesome that is to have somebody like that? And so as much as yes, there's pain, and I remember when it was all playing out, right? I the immediacy, so the time immediately after, I was heartbroken because I saw the efforts of the Nigerians, right? They wanted that change. They wanted something different from what we get, right? And they fought for it, and it happened like it happened, and with everyone else. But you know what? I kind of now said to myself, if PO is not quitting, he told us at the end of the tribunal process and all that, when he came out and spoke, he said, now we are the opposition. Now the work begins. And he has kept to his word. Right. And I'm so thankful, right, that when the history of Nigeria is going to be told, right, I can my children, my grandchildren, right, will be able to say that when it was happening, my mom was in the thick of it, right, trying and working hard, as well as all of you in all your different ways. Is it those of you who just tweet anything we put out there, you're tweeting it? Those of you who are in the trenches and doing battle, those of you who are supporting financially. So I mean, it's like everything, absolutely everything. And for this journey, I am thankful. And I'm thankful that you along with me, we're on this journey together. Right. And whilst things seem so dire in our country, right, things are not as they are supposed to be. Right. This is not where Nigeria was always destined for greatness. Right. And I refuse, right, to give up on Nigeria. Right. And I'm imploring you to, this is another leg in our journey that we are organizing. Right. We are going to come back. Well, we're here, we're not going anywhere, but we are going to be stronger. Right. We are going to be more robust. Right. All the hard work, all the seeds you helped us sow, right, are receiving sun, are receiving rain, and they're germinating. Right. So hold on to the hope that things are going to get better. Right. We will achieve that new Nigeria in our lifetimes. Right. And let's just keep on going. Dr. Mo, back to you.
Thank you, Mama B. Andy, let's take a nice one. Let's take a word from you.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this stage. Can you hear me? Can anyone hear me?
Oh, yes, loud
Yeah.
and clear. Okay.
Okay. Right. I'm just going to kind of remind us. I mean, I think this time to 2023, 2 years ago exactly today, I was actually in Imo State for the election because I had to come down from the United Kingdom. I came down, and right now as we speak, I'm in Nigeria because I need to feel this with every one of you. I need to feel this with people in my country. See what we their parents, even whatever they are going through. You have to stay back and you look after them and you nurture them and you go through everything with them. That's what we should do. And I know that what happened in 2023 was, I mean, it broke people's hearts. But look at us now. The obedient movement was born. The obedient movement was born. So, and sometimes when I come to Twitter, I find that I'm actually thinking, oh my God, I wonder where the obedience are, because sometimes it's so quiet. And I mean, then I saw what happened after this thing with the IBB and PU and all these people. And I came out and I saw Bolanle. Bolanle, you came out and you were asked and came out and said, I'm an obedient. And you started asking, who is an obedient? And that was when I was, honestly, I was like, okay, it was a renewed hope for me, because I started seeing people coming out and saying, yes, I'm an obedient, with their pictures, with their full chest. That says a lot about who we are. It actually says a lot about who the obedients are. So I'm not giving up. Every time I see things like this, I'm encouraged. When I go out there in the UK, I'm walking the streets and people are asking me, where are you from? I still keep my head up and I honestly, my shoulders high and everything, and I tell them I'm from Nigeria, and they're like, "Oh, that's where Peter Obi comes from." Yeah. It's for me, it's all worth it. So we're not going to give up. We are going to continue. There is no giving up in this race. We are here for the long run. So I'm going to just encourage all of us to stay where we are, keep fighting. Keep going, keep going. I mean, if these people are not giving up, why should we? So the good thing about the obedience are that majority are the youths. I'm not young, but I'm in the race. But if I'm able to stand and say to you guys, I'm going to stay for as long as I can, as long as my legs can carry me, I'm staying. Even if I can't move anymore, I'm still there in the race. So you do the same. It's all about our future. We have to save Nigeria. We don't have any choice. We don't have any other country. I mean, some of us are fortunate. I don't even know if it's fortunate, but some of us are able to leave the country and do whatever we want to do in another man's country. But majority are not able to. So as far as I'm concerned, we remain here. As I keep saying before, we stay here, I stay here, and we die here. This is where everything begins and ends with me. So this is just what it's going to be. So every one of you, I mean, for the younger ones, that's what it should be as well. I mean, majority don't have any I mean, even if you can go, but you always remember that this country belongs to you. One of my friends actually said the other day, these people won't spoil this country, so that we go come out and they would stay here and enjoy this beautiful country. It's not going to happen. We all die here. So, you know, each time she said something like, I mean, each time she says things like this, and it makes me kind of think, oh yeah, that is absolutely right. Because is there anything we don't have here? Why do I keep coming back? Why do I keep coming back? If it's that is Nigeria, I mean, even the air we breathe here, the fact that you're able to walk the streets of this country and people will stop you on the streets and say, how are you? Despite everything we're going through. It's a testament of who we are. So let's keep going, and I'll encourage everyone. It doesn't matter how hard it is. Remember, we have done 2 years and we are still here and we're not going anywhere. I'm very, very grateful for Mr. Peter Obi. He is the one he's the person we are following. So, and he's still steadfast. I know that some people kind of say to us, oh, people are leaving the obedient movement, people are leaving Labour Party. That is not our problem. If anyone wants to leave, that is fine. But we know that this is a race that we can't afford to stop midway. So we have to continue. We don't have any choice here. Let's just continue. Because eventually, there is a saying that if you have something that belongs to a child, eventually when your hands start hurting, you will get it down and that child will take it. So all these people that are actually doing all this now, they're not going to be here forever. Eventually, they will hand this baton down to the youth of this country, and we will be alive to see it. So that's what I'm going to say for now. Thank you very much. Dr. Mo, back to you. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Nice one. That was really nice in a very rugged way. We die here, you know. Yeah, I mean, you touched on some chords. I wish you could have, we have the DG of the Big Tent here, Ibrahim Abdul Karim. Tanko said he's finding it difficult to join in. I can't see him yet. But we have some people who I think should come up. If you're wearing New Obedient logo, please come up. It's so beautiful hitting the airwaves today. We have Century. We should have some people come up and talk, you know. But like you rightly said, we were in Indonesia with Ibrahim and Mr. Peter Obi, and you know, it's quite, when you look at, actually nobody has even left the Obedient movement in that regard. Nobody has left if you're looking at it in terms of context of data. What is happening in the Labour Party is not different from what's happening in APC and PDP, where people live, and these are just normal things that happen in political parties. But nobody has actually left the Obedient movement yet, you know, in that regard, in terms of number share that can affect anything at all. Indonesia has 204 million registered voters. Okay. Can you see Dr. Tanko? We need to bring Dr. Tanko up, please. I'm trying to look.
No, I can't see him. I have been scrolling up and down. I can see Century, but I can't see Dr. Tanko.
Because he just messaged me now that he's on the space, or can't see. Dr. Tanko, they are doing to you what they did to us on the 25th of. Why are they ghosting you now? Why are they removing the IRF from your plugins? That's not fair.
They've released their glitches, Abby.
Because, I mean, we can't find a national coordinator. That's not fair. Please, somebody look for him, because it's not going to happen again. We know this time, I won't talk about 2027 because we have a long way to go. You know, some people just feel, oh, see, yeah, Brian, we just returned from Indonesia. Indonesia is 280 million people. If we're to talk about that, they were not going to live here. There are 204 registered voters, as against we have 94 million registered voters, you know. And if you combine all the people, Mr. Peter Atiku and Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is still less than just about 25 of the 94 million registered voters. So let's assume that even the 6 million that were gifted before the poll of the IRF, let's assume that all the people that voted, we decide to say go away. We still have more than 60 million people who have not voted, who already have their PVC. Dr. Tanko says me requesting for the mic. Host, can you check? Bolani, can you see him? He says me requesting for the mic. Dr. Tanko, maybe can you go out and comment again so that we can see if you were able to come up. Dr. Day2, it's not able. That's okay.
I mean, even Madam Nana has also been requesting the mic. I can't see her. It be like say, Ibrahim, you will go and borrow them your network.
Nana, sorry. Jega, I'm not Jega. What's the name of this guy? His name is so bad. I don't even want to remember his name. What's that professor again? What's that his name again? The one that they used to
How can you forget him? Mahmoud Yakub. Abi?
I mean, well, sometimes it's good to forget the devil for a while because you can't just keep living with it. So sorry, man. But anyways, Please find Dr. Tanko, please. It's important. Let me complete what I was saying so that people can understand that even if today all of us on this platform leave, it has not. How many of you know that when we say obedient, the people that call themselves obedient, they are not actually up to, are we up to 500,000? Let's even give us 1 million. The other people that are in the bush in different places, even those maybe who are following after and voting, are going to vote for, what's it called, Mr. Peter Obi? You know, they don't brand themselves as obedient. So, and it's important because, as like I said in my introduction, we're mature. Actually, the obedient movement, with all the troubles that are going on, you know, when you give birth to a child, you know, all the crying and all the things that happen and all, the child is actually growing. We are actually, if all the things that are happening don't happen, it means we are not growing. We are growing. And even now, you're going to now see, so you know, these children of corn, they have all their tactics. Some they'll soon come up now and tell us that, oh, just say, oh, Ibrahim has resigned from Obedient Movement. Oh, Dr. Tanko has resigned. Oh, this is just to create. That's their job. If they don't do it, then they are not doing their job. I hope you know that. It's important for them. Very soon you start seeing them. They start doing some names. You know, that is all normal. In fact, they are even thinking, they are planning that they are going to steal money so that they can buy vote. It's normal. I'm revealing that's their secret, you know. All the things they used to do. Let's turn Obedient Movement. Let's say it is an Igbo and this thing. Let's show them. Let's just scatter them. And when they bring out something, oh, Dr. Mo is a thief, Dr. Tanko, all those their things. We know what is there. If they don't do it, they are not. Guys, that's how the devil behaves. They are planning. They also they think they are going to pull the IRF again. You know, so don't be surprised. Those are normal things. We should expect them. Can't you see them when you just make a pose? Just go there. See what they are doing now, Mr. Peter B. Go there. Just go there. Foolish man, useless. All of you know, until you get to the point where somebody they abuse you, you don't even worry yourself again. You know, Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali, when you see them in the ring, when you don't beat person, blood, they come off for. See, that woman that they blew out, she went to chemist, go and fix her eye and came back to vote. Omo, you see all this one that they are doing? Election, you never reach now. We just a recount. Election, you never reach. The ginger that is even here now, 2023, they do press up. They never see anything. What? See, me, my polling booth, I'm going to make sure that we have 1,000 to like 2 or 3 people. So they will not, they cannot talk too much, but listen to this so that you will not, or it's on that, when somebody comes out and talk and they now say, well, people say, yeah, you are going to APC. Yeah, you want to go to APC, you want to go to where they rig election for you. I mean, that's no problem. No problem. That's understandable. Anyways, let me not talk too much so that we can have people like Ibrahim. Thank God that Dr. Tanko is already here. So we can recount on some of the essence, the symbolism of today. Today is very symbolic. In 20 minutes, we're going to cross over for those of us here. So in that 20 minutes, we're going to recount on what happened today, talk about the values and the virtues. The brotherhood and the bond. When we began this, we didn't even know ourselves. We were following an ideal. All we said to ourselves that this Nigeria that we have grown in, this Nigeria that just a few people have trillions of naira in their account where others can't eat, we hate it. This Nigeria that people steal, people break rules, people abuse Nigeria, don't have respect for their leaders. Guess what? The Obedient Movement has been strengthened, though. I know that a lot of some obedience are coming out and are talking nonsense about, see, you can hold people to account without insulting them. For those who come out and are insulting Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we are not an obedient to. Because the value of the obedient, we are holding him accountable, does not mean that we don't insult old people in this place. The Obedient Movement that started in 2022, 2023 is not the same Obedient Movement that is here right now. We have a national coordinator, we have people in place, we are changing. Because what they will see in 2027 is completely different. We are if you like, abuse us from here to tomorrow, we'll not respond to you. We are focused. We don't grow. We're not in primary school anymore. We are moving. You know, as you climb up as a PhD, you are narrow-minded. You know, in primary school, you do everything. Secondary school, when you are climbing up, you just take one. That's why it's called specialization. We are getting to the point of specialization. It is an opportunity that we have. People that prosecute the war in one room. No, we're not going to. It's naivety to come. Do you know the essence of what Babangida said? It is for us. It is our advantage. A true obedient will not come out and be talking nonsense. Mr. Peter Obi attend the meeting and then you go and be talking. See, there are people that we're even going to drive from the obedient because we don't need you, we don't want you. That's the level we are going to. After 2 years, no. Our violence is consistency. Our violence is capacity. Our violence is what? Is character. It's unbreakable. This is who we are. Anyways, it's part of the feelers for today. But before Dr. Tango comes up, at least I have the DG, the man who had opportunity. See, I won't tell them about Qatar yet, but listen, gentlemen, let's have a round of applause.
Thank you very
Ibrahim,
much,
are you there?
Dr. Mo. I'm very live and direct, as they used to say. I don't know whether you can hear me all. I think my own is going to be a little bit different with Mr. Mo. My own is just simple and direct. I want everybody that is here to have that hope and believe that we have the best commodity to sell and we have the best candidates. And up here in the north, I can assure you, we have never seen a confused elite as we have them this time. We don't even know what to do in the north. We have tried tribalism during Buhari. It didn't give us anything. In the north, we have tried religions. We do a Muslim ticket. 65% of the vote for Ahmed Bola Tinubu came from the north. And I assure you that we didn't see anything. And we try to see people that we can favor from the elite in the north. And that still we are not seeing anything. And with the revelation we had from Babangida, and also some of the clips we have that surfaced on the social media in the 60s, talking about how Igbo in an office, they try to mobilize people to ask for their rights. And what we heard about some people in the north, in the southwest, talking about the Igbo people, ingenuity, and their way of doing things. And it makes it very clear that the leadership of the colonial masters have really studied all of us and studied up the regions. They know those that are entitled. Sorry. They know that those that want to work. And they decided to pitch ourselves against each other. And to keep fighting for almost getting to 50 to 60 years, just fighting ourselves without roads, without hospitals, without good schools. And Nigeria is not working for any one of us. It's not working for the Hausas. It's not working for the Ibras. We're not working for the Jews and the Ijus. They are not working for the Yorubas. It's not working for the Igbos. It's not working for anybody as of we are talking today. And they created a system that work only for them. The IMF benefit from Nigeria. The World Bank benefit from Nigeria. The Western world benefit from Nigeria. A lot of Nigeria and the good brains are living in Nigeria, going to work in the US, going to work in the UK, and then giving the services that they want. And Nigeria is just walling away, thinking that I'm from Sokoto, Mo is from Benue, Bolale is from, it's from Southwest. And my man, Peter, is from so place. So, and we just live in abject poverty. What they just do after every 4 years, they look from our worst and may make our worst our leaders. If you look at the National Assembly, the state governors, especially my state in Sokoto, we have one of the worst governors we have ever seen in the whole of the country. Today, because of his godfather and the system they created from the APC, he's now the leader and the governor in Sokoto states, where we have different people. We have like somebody like Jelani. We have people that reach up to the level of United Nations. We have people that work in NASA from Sokoto. But we end up with somebody that don't know even his left from his right. Actually, that's a system they created for you. The worst of us leading us from Imo State to Lagos to Taraba to Nasarawa to any other place you can think of. You can see the qualities of the leaders there. And you can still as well see the quality of leaders in the State Assembly, see the qualities of leaders in the National and the Senate and House of Rep. This is who we are. This is the obedient movement. And this is a very good space where we tell ourselves, we need everyone here. We need people that are going to contest. We need good people that are going to volunteer. We need people that are going to support. And above all, we need our principal to charge in front and give us a new Nigeria that all of us are dream of. Today, as a stand, I can tell you categorically, there is no opposition candidate like Peter Obi. That's why they even created an opposition inside opposition with Sowore and other fools that will now come in to abuse Mr. Peter Obi. All of us here are very sure that leadership is not about activism. It's about number one thing that Mr. Peter Obi is bringing in front of everybody can see in the world is the healing factor. We need to heal the country and bring all of us into one vision, so that I will not see myself coming from Sokoto, Dr. Mo coming from Benue, Dr. Tanko coming from Kano, Peter coming from Abia, and others. But to see ourselves as champions of Nigeria. That is what the clan and the tribe of Igbo will bring, that the North or the people from Sokoto and the Hausas cannot do. And there are some beautiful things that the Yorubas will bring that somebody from Igbo cannot bring. There are some things that we need from the Fulani, the Ijos, the Ibibios. Every other person has something that is going to contribute, not just to make Nigeria great, but to make Africa an envy to the other continents. That's what Peter Obi represents. It's entirely for somebody to be ignorant and a fool to think that Peter Obi is going to come to do a bidding of the Igbo. He's already past that. He's a governor in Anambra State. He's part of the kitchen cabinet of Jonathan. He's part of the economic teams of Jonathan. He has had another address. He's a businessman before he joined politics. And he became a governor. He didn't steal their money. He's not after building a Yoruba community, an Igbo community. He is think of having a Nigeria that works for everyone. So that healing factor enough has already seen him above all the political non-entities that are trying to become aspirant in their parties. Look at the CVs. But people like that they created to oppose Mr. Peter Obi within the opposition system. They can't even oppose the the ruling party. They want to oppose Peter Obi within the opposition system. People like Sowore and others. We can't even understand why they are. See people misbehaving. Look at Buhari's government, what APC has done. Look at what Tinubu government has jacked everything over hyperinflation. But who they are very interested in is Peter Obi. Like it's a Peter Obi that brought all this into us. And everybody, anyone that have a day, 1 hour, 30 minutes with Peter Obi, you solemnly believe that number one thing Peter Obi is bringing on the table is the healing. And he's not going to take his enemies that, let me fight this enemy, let me fight this person, let me deal with this person. Ebo has been down for it. It's our turn. We have to deal with people. No. He's not that kind of person. He's coming from business angle. He knows the tax. He knows how leaders have been, what they call it, evaluated all over the world. He has been in Cambridge. He has been in Yale. He studied in Kellogg's. He has studied in all the highest level education. He will not come and behave like somebody that has not gone to school. He's going to come and behave the way you see him behave in Anambra, to be a star in the global stage, to put up a system where people will say, this is the Lee Kuan Yew of Nigeria. This is the Mao of Nigeria. This is the people that take a country from nothing to something. We're not going to sit like this and allow mediocres and people that don't even believe. Let me tell you up here in the North, some people just become governors, senators, House Representatives, and also contest for president just because they have money. That's just the only thing they are showing and presenting is just money. That's mean even if I become Pablo Escobar, just like what we have today, he can come and present money and become president. The second thing is people that believe in their marabout and their marabout tell them they are going to be president. They just start and jumping to be president. That's why I so much love Obedient Movement. All of us gathered here, we gathered because we believe in Peter Obi. We believe in his competence. We believe there is somebody that at least we can have a direction, a sense of belonging as a country. That's why we are here. That's the only reason. And I so much believe at least we will have a cut of, I know every other person, including Deji, that is a sponge of Sowore, said it in one of the programs. He said what he so much believe about Peter Obi will never be president and buy private jets. This one is clear to any other Nigerian. Peter Obi will never be president and start looking for a new car or a house where he's going to stay. Dr. Tanko is here. Dr. Mo is here. All of us that travel around with him, we were sure of one thing. The cost of government would drop. Number two is that if president is not stealing, his wife is not stealing, his students are not stealing, you cause the number of stealing in the country 65% or 60% straight. That's without touching anything, without empowering EFCC, without empowering ICPC, without empowering the police, without touching anybody. If the president and his family are not stealing, you curb the stealing by 60%. Straight. This is what we have. This is the commodity we have. This is our principle. This is what we are selling to Nigerians. And this is where the Obedient Movement is going to start from. So people will come and be asking, if this is the current station of the INEC, without the structure, Obedient, we don't have. No, that's not how the movement should work. It's about what am I doing? When they have a conversation of coalition, me, Dr. Tonko, and others are not going to be around. Our principal will represent us there. Our own is to tell him what we feel and allow his judgment on what we want to do. You have talking about structure. All the obedient group, all the other smaller groups are functional. As I talk to you today, they are doing their programs as they wish in their small organizations. The reason why Dr. Tanko is here is just to coordinate us and put us together so that we can achieve the goal by 2027. So if you don't know what the other ones are doing, your own is that you have to rely on Dr. Tanko, that is our national coordinator, that is now talking directly with our principal to guide us on what to do. And I'm so sure we are going to have 170-something thousand poll unit agents. That is sure, not only one person. And we want to have people that are credible, people that people cannot buy them. So we not come to this space and tell you so person is there, so person is there, because we are exposing our own strategy. What we need to do is that to believe in our principal. If he has navigated through a very complex state and complex election, like what he had through during the Anambra contest, what he has through during 2023 election, I think we have to give it to him. Our own is to help with what we individually can bring, what our support group can bring, what other people can bring, so that we can harness and give him the whole energy that we have here for him to get us to where we want to go to. So we shouldn't mind those that are coming, as Dr. Moore said, and this one has now moved to so place. This one moved to place. Look at us. We are all here. Look at our numbers. Look at our numbers. If our principal is going to be on this space today, we are going to be more than 30,000, 40,000 here. That's the truth. Go and see his post. Go and see Dr. Tanko's post today. Go and see Bolale's post today. We are not alone. A lot of people are behind us. All of us that gathered as obedient and have a conversation at obedient, we are not up to 100,000. But we see our vote. Even what INEC dash us is 6 million. How did we manufacture those 6 million? We are not more than 100,000. We have never had a space that we reach up to 50,000. We have never. But when the election came, that means people are listening to us. We have to go on radio. We have to go to campuses. We have to go to places. We have to keep talking. We have to tell them who this option that we're giving to them. We have to tell them who he is. We're not saying he's a saint, but what we are saying is better than what is presented to Nigeria today. And I'm so happy. I have a conversation with a deputy governor today, when I went to golf club. He was telling me, this is the conversation they're having. And he's a boss of society in PDP. And he was telling me, say, everything is now tilting towards your principal. I said, why, sir? He said, because if we take this to the north, we're not going to defeat Mr. Peter Obi. We're not going to defeat Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We have to get somebody that will lock up the south for us. Then we already are the ones that gave him 65% of the votes, so we can decide not to give him all the vote and divide the vote. And once we divide the vote, then Peter Obi will get 75% of the vote. And I'm so happy. But I'm so sad again. I'm happy because I know Peter Obi will be president 2027. I'm sad because most of the obedient didn't believe in the movement. It's a movement. It's not a one-day issue. We can't win in one day. He is doing his best. He's always on the media. He's going around. What is our own duty to make sure that we win? Is to start mobilizing, start opening our offices, start creating that platform where all of us, we will make it together to win. Apart from that, we have to get people that will go into state assembly. We have to get people that are going to be House of Rep members. We have to get people that are going to be our senators. We have to retire all these people that we have in front of us. We have to start thinking who manned our 900 MDAs. 900. We need DGs. We need good people to come all over from the whole of this world to come and assist Mr. Peter Obi. At least the joy will not be us putting Peter Obi to be next president. The joy will be we created a new Nigeria with Peter Obi as our principal. So we can't just leave that. This is just the fight. The fight is beyond 2027 elections. The fight is how we create the new Nigeria that all of us want to see in front of us. So I think the reason is going to be beyond tribe, beyond religion. Here, when we are all talking about here, look at our names. Just go round up all the names that we have here. You see Muslims, you see Christians, you see atheists, you see traditionalists, and go down. You see me from Sokoto, every other person from all the states you can think of. You see Yorubas, you see Ijos, you see Igbos. So we are not thinking of Peter Obi as an Igbo president. Nobody is bringing Peter Obi as a Christian president. We have already passed that for a very long time. It's not an obedient issue. Obedience has already left that far, far, far behind us. What we need is a working country, a place all of us will be proud of. Look at Egypt. Look at Morocco. Look at South Africa. Look at how they build their countries. Go outside this country. Look at Qatar. Look at Indonesia. Look at Malaysia. Look at Vietnam. These are countries with no potential like Nigeria. Look at them. Look at where we are today. People have to jump out to UK to work tirelessly to earn a living in a country that nobody believes in them, nobody likes them. There is nothing better from UK in the US than in Canada than what we have here. Look at the weather. Look at the beautiful people. Look at just the people. Lovely
Ibrahim,
people.
can you round up in 30 seconds for us? Let's get the national coordinator to speak, because I am mindful of the time, if you don't mind. Thank you.
Okay, so I yield my mic.
Dr. Tanko, I have a request. When you start speaking, greet us in every language that you can speak, right? Greet us that way. Dr. Tanko, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you so much, Sister Bolale. Emma Karo, Ekudede Wuyo, Kedumaka Ndubegi, Kedumaka Olu, to my brothers in Igbo land, in Akwana, in Agajia, Antashi Lapia, Yaya Gida, ya Enwom, like Arawana Lapia. I greet you greatly in the most warmest regards, based on our affiliations as obedience. So great obedience, I greet you this morning, and I am very honored, specifically for tonight, or this morning as it were, basically because we have shown one of the greatest camaraderie that I have seen in a very long time. When Dr. Mo, Sister Bolanle, Idris, and Nana Kazori, and His Excellency Peter Obi, we consulted him and we said we need to do something tonight to speak to our people, to keep the fire burning, and to celebrate the day in which our mandate was stolen from us. We started to work. You could see also, we've launched a logo just almost this evening. But when Dr. Mo was saying that we need to have this particular space, I, for one, thought it was a little bit late, that many of you would not be here. But to my greatest surprise and joy, this evening, within the space of just 30 minutes to 1 hour, you have joined this space. We are talking about close to about 600 and something people, and still many are still joining. To that, I clap for every one of you that you have shown that yes, this movement is more than alive, is kicking, and is ready and willing to continue to fight for the soul of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in the most decent and most effective way. And what is the most effective and decent way? You speak with decorum, we speak with command, you speak with resilience, you act with the comfort of the mind, and you attack issues basically as it were, and you don't discuss about personality, but you share your hopes and aspirations, and wishing that those hopes and aspirations would translate into good governance, which you are not ready to negotiate with anybody. As long as it is good governance, which represents the ethos of the obedient movement, you are fully represented. Unlike Dr. Mo and my brother Malam Ibrahim Abdul Karim, who traveled to Indonesia to go and learn and listen to how people have been able to collectively translate their country into a beautiful country, I was sojourning on the road from Maiduguri to Damaturu, from Damaturu to Gusau to Kauranamoda to go and speak and mobilize our people. It may amaze you to know, for those who think that the obedient movement is, or Peter Obi is losing, or people are not joining the movement. Hello? 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 Go and get your gears ready. The people that you thought maybe they would not speak in the interest of the obedient movement are now moving like soldiers. In Damaturu, the kind of people that I met is unbelievable. In Maiduguri, the same thing. I just came back from Kauranamoda day before yesterday. The emir of Kauranamoda is not Peter Obi he saw, it's only Yunus Atanko that he saw and his people. He smiled. He wrote to the governor that we were coming to visit his people. 17 people were burnt alive. Nobody cared to go and visit those people. The local government chairman said, and I'm sure I will share the videos with you, he said he has never seen this kind of politics in his life. For a politician who was assumed to have lost election, still showing this kind of level of empathy and love to the people is worthy of emulation. Apart from the fact that the emir received me in his palace, he took me to his inner room to appreciate that we have shown them love in Kauranamoda. Kauranamoda is outskirts of Gusau, Zamfara State, the most deadly area that people think about. And I told them that it was when Peter Obi was in Indonesia that he saw that 16 Al-Majris, Islamic students, were burned alive. And then he sent me the message. He said, Tanko, go and meet these people and solidarize with them. Then somebody told him that it is the most dangerous part of Nigeria. He said, that is the more reason why we need to go there. Because the people there, if people are going there, then we must go there to show love to them. That is the kind of person that is waiting to be the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And that is Mr. Peter Obi. Peter Obi represents all the interests of making a country that he believes in, making it the most and the most useful one for the benefit of all, not for the benefit of himself. Just this evening, we just left the airport with him, and a young lady, fully dressed up in a normal Hausa regalia, knelt down. She didn't stand up, she knelt down in her normal tradition to greet Peter Obi. So for those who are thinking that we are losing ground, be rest assured, more soldiers are coming. A former commissioner who served in one of the northern states was elated just to say hello to Peter Obi. And you will wonder, what is this man that has been adjourned to be given no shishi can attract people just at his presence? That is credibility. That is compassion. That is consistency. That is competencies. And that is character, which represent the 5 C's that Peter Obi represents. Let me shock you. At the time I was leaving Kaurana Moda, the emir gave me a package to give to Peter Obi. And do you know what it was contained in that package? It was the Holy Quran. He knows that Peter Obi is not a Muslim. But normally, in the North, when they want to hold you in high esteem for you to know who they are, they give you the book in which they believe in. It's only those that they know can make use of it for the benefit of the people that such gifts is being given to. So have we added or lost? Ladies and gentlemen, we are adding. And for those who think that by their leaving or they want to leave, we know why you are leaving. We know what you believe in, because you are thinking that probably where you are going to go there and they will rig election for you, so you become what you want to become. We are not asking election to be rigged for us. We want to have credible, free and fair elections that will usher in one of the most competent presidents that responds to the need of the people will emerge. So in Hausa and in Igbo and Yoruba, please be on alert that what you are building is a revolution by votes, revolution by believing in yourself and believing in your country. With venom, tantrums that some people may be throwing at each other, let me advise you that whatever it is that you throw at tantrums and venoms will not help you. Rather, it will further divide you. It's best for you to show your love and empathy. And this you can even start. Can you imagine? Even God Almighty himself is uniting the people through the way in which you believe in. We are starting the fasting period of the Muslim Ummah in the next few days. The Lent too is starting almost at the same time. So supplication is being made to God Almighty. So why don't you also prepare to make supplication in time to muzzle back your country that you know that belongs to you. So anyone who is under any illusion should know that the strength of a rebirth is already being given to all of us, me and you. You don't need to fight for a position. People always think that probably there's appointment being made. We recently made appointments to Directorate and Advisory Council. We didn't announce when we are going to do all of those ones because we know that they are tracking us. Ladies and gentlemen, there is enough for every one of us to do. Starting by your pooling units. Gather nothing less than 20 to 30 persons within your own unit on your own. That is where we need you most. Generate your names and push it into our database so that we have you documented. That at any point in time, we can reach out to you from Ekotekpene or Zambiza Forest or Ibejuleki or Badagry, or we can also reach out to you in Sokoto, in Ilela. everywhere in the central part of Nigeria, in Oturupo or in Barikin Ladi. These are the things that we need to focus our attention, because they said at that time we are not on ground. We couldn't cover all the polling units, but we will shock them this time around. Everybody must put his hands on the ground to work. Take care of your neighbor. Talk nicely to your people. Connect with them. Politics is about the way of moral suasion. When you get the attention of your fellow colleagues, you will understand that we need to work together to help to reject the system and get Nigeria back on the track. I am more than impressed. I am more than loved, because every one of you have consistently always trying to add value to what we are doing. On the 27th of this month, we are going to continue with our advocacy in the northeastern state of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, particularly in Gombe State. So all obedience are invited to be in that hall to join us as we speak to ourselves physically. We are expecting to have the same thing in the southwest almost immediately after the Salah period. We intend to also lock down river states when we finish with the southwest, and we expect finally to have a grand finale similar to that of what Malema did in South Africa, because we know we have the numbers. And once we do that, we are trying to show our strength, and we are trying to show our union and as friendship as all. I am proud to have you as a family member of me. And I know some of you, or most of you, will be proudly happy to have me as a family member, because the bonds that we share is a family union. The bonds that we share is a love for all. The bonds that we share is because we believe in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And we also believe that Peter Obi, the loved one, is going to be the one that will take us to the promised land. I greet you and I thank you very much. A new Nigeria is possible. God bless you, and God bless you all. Thank you very much for listening.
Dr. Tanko, my own Dr. Tanko, thank you so much for all you have shared, your insights, the wisdom and everything else. Thank you. I wanted to crave your actually, I am craving everybody's indulgence right now. Right. On the Jumbotron is a post, right? From my other account. Because I'm using my burner account. I've reported the other one too much. Right. Where we are doing our diversity is our strength campaign. Right. Go and check out the hashtag, right? And be bowled over by the diversity in this movement, right? You will be pleasantly surprised, right? So please, right, first and foremost, go and look at it. But secondly, and this is where I'm craving your indulgence, including Dr. Tanko, Ibrahim, Dr. Mo, everyone in the space, right? No one is exempt. Literally, go under that post your own. Let us show them how diverse we are as a movement. Because when I was, when your heart literally overflows. Because, hello, Dr. Tanko, can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, you can mute me.
Oh, do you want me to mute you?
Oh, no. Is there any question you want me to answer?
Yes, what I said is, if you can, that post I am talking about is on the Jumbotron.
Okay.
Show some leadership for us by going there, right? And making your own post. Tell us your local government and your state, Tell
Okay.
them how obedient you are, and hashtag diversity is our strength. Please, sir. It's a
Okay.
request.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm
Ibrahim,
here.
you too. Dr. Mo, I've not seen yours. Basically, everyone. No one is exempt. Let us do it, because, like, think about it. I was scrolling through, because I'm going in literally, and I'm seeing the places where people come from. I never knew the extent to which people from my tribe are telling me how much committed they are to the obedient movement, and they remain obedient. They're not going anywhere. And I was like, hey, so I can brag a little bit that, oh my God, they're wonderful people. But likewise, I've seen people from Bauchi, from Borno, from Kaduna, from Bayelsa, from Delta, from Cross River, from the southeast, from the southwest, Ondo, Oyo, Ekiti, Lagos, full ground. Oh, yeah, everyone do your own. Let us be able to show, because guess what? When we look at our movement and how diverse we are, basically you're looking at a mini Nigerian, and it's, when you think of all the things that Dr. Tanko shared with us, right? Dr. Alhaji Ibrahim shared with us, Dr. Mo shared with us, my sister Indy shared with us, right? It's about we basically are saying, look, this is us, the obedient movement, right? We are a diverse people, right? We have all demographics, from those in their 70s. Pa Adebanjo was obedient. The man was in his 90s, right? Think about it. And then to the youngest person who was a new voter in 2023. Likewise, we have people who are Christians, who are Muslims. We have people who are agnostics, people who are atheists, people who are traditionalists, right? People from every corner of Nigeria in this movement. And we need to celebrate that. That look at us 2 years post that decision, that election. Look at us now, we're still here. So if everyone, please do it. And we have wonderful things to come. But let me move the mic. I'm going to move over to Shed the Black Burden, Dr. D. Thank you for joining us. Our director for the diaspora. The floor is yours, sir.
Hello, everyone. I'm glad to be with you. I apologize for joining very late. I got caught up in a lot of things, but this is not about me, but it's about all of you who are here. I want to first of all start by saying that I know it's 2 years. 2 years of pain, 2 years of agony, 2 years of yearning, actually much more than that. Our hopes have not been realized yet, but this is a journey, and all of you are important, have an important role to play in this journey towards building a new Nigeria. That new Nigeria will be made possible by your commitment, by your faith, by your works, and that you're here this evening shows your commitment to the movement, to the struggle. It's not about any single individual, it's about us. You are part of it. You are part of Nigeria. I have always said that most of us were not born during the struggle for independence. And we don't even know, even if we read the history books, about what happened, the emotions and all of that. But today, we're fighting for democracy. We're fighting for the sovereign will of the people. We're fighting to overthrow the subversive forces that have hijacked your future, the future of your children, the future of your parents. How we need to stop them. And we will stop them. We will stop them with our commitment. We stop them with our resilience. We stopped them. I heard Dr. Tanko when he was talking about the 3 C's. They're important. If we want to build a new Nigeria, we have to model the way in the groups that we associate with, in all the activities that we do. This is a movement that would see us through to the dawn of a new Nigeria, not just as mere pronouncements by people who are impatient, people who want to see things happen, people who say one thing and do another. I don't want to take too much of your time. You've been here a while, but just to say a word, don't give up, stand up and keep fighting. And we're all with you, and your fight, your efforts will never go in vain. God bless you all, and thank you for keeping the faith and staying in the fight. A new Nigeria is definitely possible with your faith, your commitment, and your works. Thank you again.
Thank you, Dr. D. Always good to hear your voice. I want to quickly apologize on behalf of Madam Nana. She has tried everything. Come out, restart phone. She somehow, even when we sent her the mic, she's not seeing it. We're not seeing her request. But she wants to apologize for not being able to come up to speak. But she has been with us for the time we've been here listening. I wanted her to speak to us a little bit because obviously she's the interim director for communication. So, it would have been nice to hear from her. But don't worry, you will hear from her. You will see her work. You will see what she and her team will be putting out there for you guys in the coming days, weeks, and months. Thank you so much. Madmo, so because we're obviously trying to bring the space to an end, let's get those people on the platform to speak. Let me start from Madmo. You are here. You've been here for a while. If you want to unmute your mic and speak, please. Thank you. Madmo Media, are you there? Am I audible? Can everyone hear me? Okay, maybe Madmo is not by his phone. God's will alone. Sister Rita, please unmute.
Hi, Mama. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Greetings to you, Ma. I missed you. Dr. Tanko, Dr. Moore, Mr. Ibrahim, everyone on the space. I greet each and every one of us. And thank you for hosting this space. I was super happy, and I am so happy right now that we've been able to do something like this on February 25th. Ah, man. Anyway, it's all in the past. The fact is, with what some of us went through on February 25th, 2023, and by His grace, the fire is still there because we need a country that will work for all of us. Then I see no reason why anyone should be tired. I see no reason why anyone will want to give up, especially now that some issues have been cleared. I just want to encourage each and every one of us that please, whatever you can do, just make sure you do it and do it wholeheartedly. If you're following Burkina Faso and what is going on in this little country today compared to Nigeria, you will understand that governance is not rocket science. Governance is not rocket science at all. It's all about putting the round pegs in the round holes and the square pegs in the square holes, and you see things begin to work. So please, guys, We have the best candidate in the world. We won 2023, even with all the tribal games they tried to play. Now it has been made clear that a coup, whatever that they've been using to drag us back all this while, was not what they've been claiming it was. So now we have a clearer part to work on. So guys, please, if you're given an opportunity to serve, go there and represent us very well. Don't go there and join the thieves that we're fighting against. Because at the end of the day, we have just one country, Nigeria. We have just one home, and that home is Nigeria. The world is changing. Things are happening. So no matter your dual citizenship, you need Nigeria to work because it's the only home that you have. So please, let's not stop fighting. Let's not stop doing the needful. Let's not stop standing behind the one man whom we all know can help Nigeria. And that person is no other person than His Excellency Peter Gregory Obi. And then my amiable VP, Dati Baba Ahmed. It's been a while I heard from you. I missed his voice. Anytime he comes on air, oh, the whole place is fired up. I can't wait to hear him talk again. So everyone, thank you guys for everything. Thank you for being here. And please, let's keep the fire burning. Thank you. I yield.
Thank you so much, Sister Rita. Mazi Ezioke, finally you've come up. Let me come to you quickly. We're rounding up the space shortly. And for those who are still waiting to speak, when the mic comes your way, let's please try as much as possible to keep it short and sweet. Mazi, the mic is yours, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mommy Bolanle, as your family called. You reached my turn. You said, make I begin speed them up. I will.
No, me care. I don't reach. Talk whatever it is that you.
Now, I'll keep it within a minute.
Go for it. Thank you.
It's just. Thank you very much, everyone. I appreciate us here as a family. It's indeed a wonderful thing that we are all gathered once more as obedience, dispersed across the globe. That 2 years ago, on this date, yesterday, because it's already 12, so it's yesterday. On this date, yesterday, our dreams of building a new Nigeria was there was a setback. I wouldn't say shattered, because it's not yet uhuru. However, if we look at how many people sank into depression, that things didn't work because the IREF that the INEC promised us will work eventually failed. 2 years down the line, no one's been held accountable for the things working the way they did. Fast forward 2 years, Nigerians, many of them are now realizing, oh, we would have, joined these people who saw tomorrow. But there is another chance, and that is called 2027. Those who sat on the sideline in 2023, 2027 is another time for you to redeem yourself. We are here today. I recall, I think Dr. Moore mentioned it at the beginning. After the results were announced, many of us hit the streets of Abuja, for 27 days, non-stop. At some point, the protest now moved online. The rest is history. If I may borrow the words of former President Muhammadu Buhari, I will say, is the dollar in your account better than it was 2 years ago? Is the fuel in your tank, in the pump, do you buy them cheaper than you buy them 2 years ago? So you answer those questions. But in all, it is a wonderful thing to behold that the obedient movement is an obedient family. That 2 years down the line, the movement is not waning. Rather, the movement is growing from strength to strength as the days go by. Someone earlier today shared a TV interview with former governor of Ekiti State, Ayo Fayose, where Ayo Fayose told Mokbe in the studio, whoever wins the next election must have the obedience to contend with. That those boys, those men, those ladies, they would have the obedience to contend with. I would say, Ayo Fayose, on that note, you are a prophet. We are here, we are a force, we will not stop. Let none of us relent. We will continue until we get to the destination of making Nigeria, making a new Nigeria possible. On this note, thank you once more for your efforts, all of us. In so many ways, you've been doing it. I appreciate us all. I say thank you all for all you do. Please continue. Do not get tired. Thank you. I yield.
Thank you so much, Mazi. Thank you so much for all you do as well. I remember you were like literally following Pew up and down the country. You know, you were churning out stuff. You're keeping people informed. You still do that, and we really appreciate you. Right? We have started this journey together, and we will keep on going. Me, I am number one obedient. I don't know about you, but me, I'm the number one obedient. Everyone else can take number 2 to 10 or 20 million, but I am number one. That said, right, let me bring the mic over to Silva. Silva, if you could keep it to a minute or two, so that I can, as we're rounding up the space. Thank you so much, Silva.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Bolande. I'll try to make this as short as possible. I want to thank everybody here for believing in the obedience movement and for keeping the hopes alive for Mr. Peter Obi. Quickly, I want to say we saw what happened in 2023. We are still alive, and we are going to see what will happen in 2027. Now, I just want to put this out there. For everybody that thinks this Nigeria belongs to the elite, you have to understand that this Nigeria is for each and every one of us. Have you been to the street lately? Have you been to the market? Have you seen the lives of the youth? Have you seen the lives of children from other parts of this country, especially from the north? Sometimes when I see situations around those places, it nearly brings me to tears. Honestly, at some point you begin to ask yourself, are these people actually human beings? Honestly, look at our youth, look at our daughters are becoming something else. Our girls are becoming prostitutes on this street. Let's not act as if we don't see these things. Look at our sons. 70 or 60% of Nigerian youth are on drugs daily, hard drugs. Let's not act like we don't see these things. These are youths that are in their prime stage of life. Our youths are into fraudulent things, just looking for a way out. They are looking for a way out. The parents are tired. Most of the parents are weak. You train your child to school for almost 6 years. He comes out and then you still buy Okada for that child. Look at the livelihood of human beings in the country today.
Please help us round up, my brother. Thank you.
We are actually living from hand to mouth in this country. And to some people, it seems the country belongs to elites. They keep posting, oh, this has been done, this has been done, this has been done, but it does not affect the lives of ordinary Nigerians. Politics is not rocket science. Look at Burkina Faso. Look at Peter Obi. When he went to Anambra State as a governor, he invested into education. And today there is no state that is better than Anambra in terms of education and educational achievements. There's no state. When you invest in the people, it will come back. Please, Nigerians are dying. Please, the lives of the youth are going. Please, let us keep our hopes alive and believing in a new Nigeria, because I believe 100% that it is possible. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello. Good morning, everybody. My name is Harrison Ogara. I'm calling from Enugu, a member of Enugu State House of Assembly.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Man, I'm no confused person, I beg.
I'm happy.
Okay. So who just spoke? Was that who just finished speaking? Was that Okpe? Okpe, have you spoken? Okpe, have you spoken?
No, I have not.
Okay. So Starlight, hold your thoughts for a minute. Okpe has been here for longer. So Okpe, if you want to quickly give us your submission, right? And please be mindful that we're watching the clock at this point.
All right,
We
good
can
morning.
keep it short and sweet. Thank you.
Excuse me, good morning, everyone. I don't know if, am I audible? Okay, good. Good morning, everyone. It's nice to speak again after a while. Mr. Tanko, I don't know if you're still here. Kudos to you. Kudos to the work you do. But my thing, I just wanted to, my thing is just to let people. I know the spirit is a bit down, but I want us to be better prepared, for the next elections coming. Yeah, I want us to be better prepared for the next elections coming. I don't know what. I've not heard anything about election reforms, and I speak to just one particular instance where I vote somewhere in Lekki. It's by the palace of the Elegushi. We have about, I think the last election, there were about 30 polling units cramped in that space. I don't know if anyone who stays around there knows that area. There were about 30 polling units. And if you understand what the so-called Yoruba traditional institutions are now in terms of protecting the interest of a few, you understand that in itself is a problem, having like 30 major polling units in and around the palace. I don't know what we're doing about that. And I know Mr. Tanko spoke about polling agents. I think that is also very important. I think we need to, electoral reforms somehow. I know even if we don't get the electronic, what's it called, collation of votes, but it's things like this, 30 polling units in and around a particular area is, it's a risk. And in fact, at the last elections, the guys came and scattered it, things like that. But let me leave the space. Thank you all. I'm sure. Then kudos to Mr. Moore. I saw Mr. Moore reply something that Mr. Mahmoud wrote, and I think it's time, because some people who speak to Mr. Peter will be like, like he doesn't know, he doesn't have an idea. Everybody has an idea of what he should be doing, and I ask, have you won an election before? You speak to someone who's won an election, who's run on the popular, so to say, the popular PDP as the vice, and now who's running on the smaller party, and people just come and speak to him like he doesn't know what he's doing, throw jabs here and there, I think it's time that people also start replying them, man. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, but I don't know about replying them all, because we always ask ourselves, what would Peter Obi do? So I that one, I'm not going to say what my position on that is. But thank you so much for your submission. And thank you for being with us on this journey. Okay, all right, so we'll keep on going. I've got my brother Ife Salako. Good evening, sir. Has he dropped his head? Right, okay. If you want to unmute your mic and speak real quick, sir. Thank you.
Hello, good evening. It's great to be here. Good evening, Mr. Peter Obi. Good evening, Dr. Mo, Dr. Yunus. I agree to Ibrahim. Everybody, Bolanle, you're on fire right now with that post, for people to repost and show their picture.
Have you done yours? You only said it's beautiful. I have not seen yours. So you're going to do yours. Leadership by example, I beg.
I will come up with something tomorrow. I need to look at my archive.
Bolanle, no one is speaking now.
Hello, I am here.
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, I thought someone said the QM. All right, so good evening, everyone. I am just excited about what I have seen, in the last few hours. The logo for the Obedient is going wild, it's spreading wild, and it's great. I am really, really excited about it. I like the fact that there is a lot that is going on, behind the scene. I was on a space yesterday with Tudo, and I did a whole lot of addressing of different issues, at different levels. Basically, I know that a lot of people are concerned about where the direction is next. But I keep telling us, one of the things somebody asked me yesterday, is that, do I think the momentum we had in 2023 is still alive? And I didn't even mind sword by telling the person that it has actually, from my own estimation, if you're going to ask me, it has already doubled. I get different requests from here and there, people who want to be part of the structure, who wants to be part of, the movement, who wants to know what is going on, even to the grassroots, because me, I'm very, very much, connected to, the grassroots around me. So, I get a lot of this feedback. And so here we are today, and we're looking at 2027. A lot of people are saying that, oh, there should be electoral reform, there should be this, there should be that. Again, I say to us that with the law, with the present policy that we have, the electoral policy that we have, we can actually do more than they think of. And there's never been a time that Nigeria had a three-leg race at the presidential election. And we had it in 2023, and it came within the space of 8 months. 4 people tweeting in one room became 6 million votes after they've stolen all the ones they want to steal from it. So I think for me, the assignment is simple. It is for us to, get ready to make sure that our votes are not stolen. You see that electoral reform that we're looking at, it seems like it is ambiguous, because I listen to people and I hear people say, oh, there has to be some sort of electoral reform. What more do you want? We have transformed from the days of just writing results to coming to where we have PVC, and now we have Beavers, we have IREV. We just need to make these things work. We just need to make it work. We just need to stand by them and force them to make this thing work. It's like us in, saying that, oh, we need laws to catch our politicians, or to catch armed robbers. There are laws. There are more than enough laws. It is implementation. execution of these laws, execution of these policies. And if we concentrate more on how we're going to be strategic enough to execute these policies, the available ones, because you see, the reality on ground is that the people and the that are supposed to make this thing work, they don't even want to make it work. The National Assembly to me doesn't look like people who are interested in making anything work. I mean, it's shameful enough that we have a National Assembly that is singing a political campaign song at the national and at the floor of the National Assembly. It is ridiculous. I don't even know. It doesn't make any sense. And I said, I like I mentioned yesterday, even if I was in the ruling party and that happened, I would still speak against it because it just doesn't make sense. So I mean, if we keep waiting, I don't think we have time to start seeing how we're going to push all of these people to make things work. But I think that with what we have on ground, we can actually be strategic enough to make sure that our votes are protected. Nigerians are divided, from the lower to the upper class, in the perspective towards electoral process. And it is that a whole lot of people believe that they want to vote for someone they believe can win election. And of course, we know that our principal has that, feature already. Everybody knows that. I mean, Mr. Peter Obi can win election. So what is the next thing? It is to see that, okay, even if we vote, hope our vote will count. That is the other part of it. And that is the assurance that we need to give to people that we are ready to now defend this vote. We know that, oh yes, in 2023, a whole lot of people were coming together. There was too many, personal interest here and there. There are, quite a whole lot of drama happening at the same time. But then this is a way for us to plan into 2027 and not allow all of these things to affect us. I am saying this loud and clear. Anybody that loves Nigeria right now, that wants this country to move forward, that wants us to be on the right path, that wants to set Nigeria on the right path, should know that we have someone in Mr. Peter Obi that would lead us to that path. And for someone like me now, whom some people have tried to, make me look like, oh yeah, because you're speaking every day for Peter Obi, oh yeah, this, yeah, that, with their tribal cards. I actually don't care. I see what they do to, Bolanle a lot, and I like the spirit. I like the fact that you don't even care. You don't, because that is the only thing they have. That's the only thing they can hold on to. They are losing their grip. They are losing their support base. They are losing everything on every ground. Somebody was asking me yesterday that, oh, what do you think the opposition should do? Blah, 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 blah. I said the only thing that the opposition should do is to continue the way they are doing it, to continue to fail. Because I don't even expect, I don't expect them to do anything different. It doesn't look that they're ready to do anything different. And so we just need to get ourselves off the ground right now. Get ourselves off the ground right now and make things happen. Finally, I will close with this. Addressing the elephant in the room. We know that as it is right now, the obedience movement, as strong as it is across the country, is a movement, is not a political party. At the moment, we know that, Mr. Peter Obi is still sympathetic towards the Labour Party. If that is not going to be what it is into 2027, it is high time we begin to know where we are going. If that's going to remain the status quo, we need to make it clear that this is where we belong and take charge of the party. I know that no matter what the case may be, there are people that are just, they are kind of confused because of the drama that is happening in the party. And I would, I think I've spoken, on personal grounds with Dr. Mo as regards this. We need to be very, very clear as regards the party, direction and movement. And of course, we can, that is just the next thing. And then we know where we're heading. But as regards the obedience movement, this movement, like I said, is the tree that we are planting today that would germinate for children 30, 40, 50 years to come and create a shield, create something for them to cover their head. That is what we are creating. That's the foundation we are creating right now. And history is going to favor us on this. Thank you very much. I yield the mic for now.
Thank you so much, Ife. Thank you so much for your submission. Okay, we're moving on swiftly. God's way is the way. I think that's what it says. Do you want to unmute and speak, please? Hello? Okay, there you go.
Hello? Okay, there you go. Okay, thank you very much, Barney. I'm happy to be on this page today. And my take is I try to, very difficult to reach Dr. Mo and Yusuf. I try to reach out to, share some of my insights and opinions on the way forward. Especially when it comes to the issue of the direction of the party. It's very important that we know where the party that Peter Obi will run on is at this point. Situation of Labour Party at this point is not very clear to a lot of people. And it's very, very important that we clear that. If we give a lot of people, a sense of hope and also, direct us, when you leave the issue of party, in vacuum, it creates some confusion to a lot of people. And also, another area is also the direction of the movement. What are we doing? At least I like the space that we are hosting today because I think it's late in coming because we need to keep the momentum. We need to also, galvanize the local, arms of the party all over the country. But we need to have a new idea. Apart from the obedient movement, it was what we, ran on 2023. But going forward, we have seen
My brother, let me
come up with something new.
interject for a minute. The real reason for this space was for us to acknowledge what happened to us 2 years ago. The politics, right? We're leaving it to the politicians behind the scenes. Right, once we know where we're going, or once our principal tells us what's going to happen next in terms of the politics, then everybody will hear, right? Us as a movement, we're organizing. PO said we're structuring our movement, we're organizing, we're putting the stuff in place. Right? That's what we're in control of in terms of processes. We can't control, the issues with Labour Party are in court. Everywhere is a mess. As you can see, PDP also has their own drama. Everyone has, all political parties tend to have their own drama, right? But if we focus on making our own movement, right, more robust, more structured, right, whatever is going to happen in terms of the politics, it will be that much easier for us to say, right, this is what we're doing, right? So, let's focus on organizing us, what's going to happen next, and how you can play a role, right, in achieving a kind of short-term goals, which is to get the movement up and running in terms of the formal structure. But you see the politics, we can talk to kingdom comes. When our principal, right, everything is going on behind the scene. When he's ready, he will address us regarding what his stance is. I don't know if that helps you along, but if you can round up in like 30 seconds anyway, thank you. Gosh, did he drop? Has he dropped? I can't see him on the speakers section. Has he dropped? It might be that he's dropped. That's all well and good then. Dr. Moore, I'm handing back. Do you want to give your final submission? We get Dr. Tanko to see us out. Dr. Moore?
Are we done with the people on the speakers?
Yeah, I
Is
can hear
everyone
you.
done?
Go ahead.
Is everyone done? Are we done?
Yes, we're done. Yes. If you want to,
Okay.
I don't know.
Um,
You speak and Dr. Tanko speak, or Dr. Tanko then you speak. I don't know. Whichever way, both of you need to say
I'll
something.
speak and then you can just. There's nothing more to say than to say that if you look at the top of there's a channel. We have a WhatsApp channel that can take up to whatever number. We want all obedience to get there. Dr. Tanko is going to post it tomorrow. We're all going to post it. We can have as many as 30 to 50 million obedience there. Should share it in different WhatsApp group. It's official. If you look up there, just to click it and then you can come in. That's the official Obedient Movement WhatsApp channel. That being said, I think that's all we need to say. We'll keep reiterating for people to understand there are certain decisions and conversations that are Mr. Peter Obi's prerogative. It's not even for us to discuss it here. You know, it's like saying that who is going to be his VP, who is going to be in timing. All those things are going to be done. Our job is cut out straight. If you listen to Dr. Tanko, if you listen to Dr. Ibrahim, you would see where our job is. But in the coming days and weeks, we're going to streamline the things, the kind of conversations we need to have, action plans, and what we need to do with the help of the directorate and other things. So we're going to be unveiling that so that obedience can get to know, because the 100% of our job, we're not doing it. The one that Mr. Peter Obi is doing, we are holding him account and saying, and his job is in timeline. He's moving around the entire country every day consulting. That's his job. We haven't done what we are supposed to do at all. If I start talking about what we are supposed to do now, you see that we have a lot of work. You know, I don't know how many of us go to the hearings. I don't know how many of us are talking to senators and House of Rep members. I don't know how many of us know who our local government chairman is, have his number, our House of Rep have their number. Do we know who is representing us in our state house? That's our job. If I put you on the spot now, can you answer these questions? I can answer it because I'm aware, and I'm going to be training you on what you need to do. How do you engage them? How do you help them? How do you hold the senator accountable? What are you supposed to do? Have you ever gone to the sitting to even know what happens? How do they meet? That's our job. Obedience, we've not done our job. We're not doing our job. Well, what we keep doing is telling Mr. Peter Obi what he is supposed to do, and it does not concern us at all. At least I know that I was on ground with Mr. Peter Obi in 17 states in America. And when we were leaving America on the 3rd of November, a day before the election, we knew Trump was going to win. These guys were selling Trump. They were not shouting anywhere. They were doing door to door. They understood what they were even evangelizing to me and Mr. Peter Obi, showing us what, and that's our job. And we're going to do that in the coming days. Leave Mr. Peter Obi to do his own job. We trust him. We know he will do the right choice. We need to do ours. But I know that we don't even understand what we're supposed to do. And this is why we're going to streamline what we need to do so that we can even teach people how to talk, what to. If Babangida didn't go and curse Obedient Movement, why are you cursing him? If his vote is for us, why Whatever, we need to understand politics as different from activism. Whoever is not against you is for you. And if you are, that is what, if I do, is going to affect Dr. Tanko, because we are one family. We're going to talk about all those things. Biases, prejudices, bigotry is only obedient movement. If you are in an obedient movement, and I see some people with, and all you are doing from morning to night is causing division with around tribes, you are not part of the obedient movement. And lastly, I want to say this. I don't know how some of us in some of the tribes who got so low that we now ascribe obedient movement to certain region of the country, that when certain people are displaying bigotry, we ascribe that to the obedient movement and say, can't you see what this person is doing? Is that what Mr. Peter B is doing? Is that what Dr. Tanko is doing? Is that what Dr. Mo is doing? Is that what the leaders of the obedience are doing? In the coming days, we're going to be teaching and going through all of that, the values and who we are, the practicalities of what we need to do at grassroots level. Our job is enormous, it's too much. But guess what? It took many years. Many of us are just getting into politics for the first time, so it's okay. But at least know your lane now. You just come out, wow. You're telling Mr. Peter who to choose for his vice. You're telling, is this an election year? But again, we need to teach people. And so today is not that day. Today is just to recount on what happened, but we're not taking, but it's also part of it. So as we close, please just, there are many things that we're crashing on, because I see some people saying that, oh, why didn't you people tell us since? Why didn't people do this? Myself, Nana, Dr. Tanko, we have not eaten all day. We just got back for the whole of today. In fact, I had to drive. We just got back, and side by side, we're dealing with several things at the same time. So you don't even know the sacrifices that, nobody's on any salary. Me and Ibrahim will travel, we spend our own money while we travel with our principal. So, and people need to know that. We have to still come back, I have to still go to site, I have to still go and do my work. Same thing with each and every one of you. Because some people have some thing in their head thinking that some people are making money somewhere. No, we have become poorer and broke because of this work. But nobody has done anything more than another person, because it's an energy. An energy, at every point of the energy, is all equal. Whether you are traveling or you're not traveling, if your own is just to stand and even just share, we're doing the same thing. It's the power of energy. Dr. Tanko is not doing anything more than any other person, and nobody is doing anything more than him. Same thing with Mr. Peter. That is the power of energy. So if one place falls, another one would be affected, because we are all doing the same thing. If all you do is just to do one defense, or to even ask question, or to give one clarity, we're doing exactly the same thing. That's the power. That's why it's called a movement. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mo. Always making sense. Dr. Tanko, last word, sir.
Okay. Sister Bolanle and everybody, Dr. Mo, Raj Ibrahim, everybody that has spoken and everybody that has still been on this particular platform. The power of togetherness can never be quantified. When you work together and you advise each other on what you think should be done, you'll find out that it always comes out pretty well. Like I said earlier on, when we speak to each other, when we connect with each other, when we advocate, for those of us who are in the front line, all we need is your continued support to be able to achieve what you want us to do. When we move in that kind of connectivity, the end result becomes so beautiful that every one of us will be happy about. Like this evening, all of us saw the logo that was just put out and all, but you may not know exactly how it came about. What was the concept behind it, who tried it, who did it, and all. but it came out. It takes one person to give this idea, one person to tweet it, one person to say it. So if you connect in that regard, you'll be able to get results. So in a way, what I'm saying to every one of us is that connect with each other, not in antagonist way. Connect in each other in a form of love and care. Connect with each other in terms of progressiveness of what you want to achieve. Connect with each other in terms of resilience and defense and protection of each other. In that way, you become very thick and impregnable, because people who want to get at you will find it difficult to come at you. When you don't do that, then you become very, very vulnerable. So in a way, let the obedient movement become our shield. Let it become our protector. Let us move as one. So when they throw venoms at us, we're able to take them and turn it out into a beautiful vanilla ice cream that everybody will chew and make him or she happy. That is the way to go. Changing the narrative in a way that is very, very receptive. Changing the narrative in such a way that it becomes so attractive. Changing the narrative in a way that it becomes so beautiful that everybody wants to own one. And the more you do that, the better you get. So I'm using this opportunity to appeal to all of our brothers and sisters from the Southeast. Connect with your brothers in the North. From the North, connect with your brothers and sisters in the South. The Southwest should do so to its northeastern brothers, reaching out to our brothers and sisters in the North Central. Collectively, we export this particular love abroad to all of our brothers and sisters in diaspora. And once we connect in that manner, it gives us the holistic belief that yes, Nigeria is one, and we can make this country a better place for all of us. So don't be determined, be resilient. Tomorrow will be better. Let's again converge in the state of the jewel of the Niger. Let's meet and physically mobilize our people in the northeastern states of the Federal Republic of Nigeria before we coast down to the southwest. So join us in large numbers as we mobilize our people of the obedient movement in Gombe State. I will be there. Dr. Mo will be there. Majority of you are expected to be physically present, or you connect with us on a live stream, and then we make sure that we spin up and really jack up this particular momentum to the highest heights, that they know that these people are determined to get Nigeria back. A new Nigeria is possible. I share with you prayers from God Almighty to protect you as you sleep and you wake up strong, to be able to continue with this battle for the interest of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Good night, and thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tanko. Last thing to say before we end the space, on the Jumbotron is the link to the Obedient Movement channel, where you will be getting information in real time. If you have not followed Peter Obi Media Center, please follow that handle as well. Information will come via that as well. And if you haven't followed Dr. Mo, Ibrahim, Dr. Yusuf, Tanko, and all the other people, Madam Nana Kazuri, and all the other people, right? Can you please do so? Because these are the places where you're going to get your information from. If we can do that. And again, that hashtag, allow our trend. Otherwise, we will fight. If you have not done it, Dr. Mo, I'm coming to your house. It's not even hard. Ibrahim, if I check and your name, your own is not there, you enter Wahala. And Dr. Tanko, hey, you know now, my
Have
brother.
you seen me there now, Bolanle? Have you seen me? I've just done mine.
I'll go and look at it. Thank you. If you have not done it, go and do it. Let us rep our movement. Let people see how diverse and beautiful we are as a movement. Thank you all once more for coming and to listen to us at such short notice. We really appreciate you. We do not take your commitment to this cause for granted. Right. Keep your eyes peeled for more and more information over the days to come. Right. So you know that in actual fact, they thought we weren't. We were like we were on the pond like a swan. So our feet were doing crazy things on it. So I'm so optimistic. I am so, okay. But thank you once more. Thank you, everybody. I wish you well. Thank you and good night.
All right, guys, that's it. But I'm gonna come back on our regular scheduled time at 5:30, because I want to touch on Natasha Poti. There's been recent developments. I just want to give my take on it, and hopefully get other people's opinions as well, and a few other things that I want us to talk about. So thank you all so much for joining me on this stream, and I will certainly see you on my next one. Bye for now.